Former German Chancellor Angela Merkel has received Germany's highest award. Merkel is only the third person to have received the Grand Cross Order of Merit for special achievement after former Chancellors Konrad Adenauer and Helmut Kohl. German President Frank-Walter Steinmeier praised Merkel for holding Germany and Europe together through times of crises. And our political correspondent Simon Young joins me now. Simon, bit of a throwback there, seeing Merkel and the German president together. What did you make of the event?
Yeah, that's right. This award of the Federal Cross of Merit is in the gift of the German president. And there's an oddity right there, because who is the German president? Frank-Walter Steinmeier. And he was for many years foreign minister of Germany under Angela Merkel. So essentially he was giving this top honour, the highest honour that Germany has to give, and she's received it, by the way, in the sort of top form, the Great Cross, as it's called. So she's got the highest honour, and she's received it, as it were, from a former subordinate. Frank-Walter Steinmeier made a speech that was personal and heartfelt, praising Angela Merkel's qualities, really. Her calm, reflective approach, her a sense of compromise, and the sort of factual and intelligent way she went about dealing with problems. He talked about her principles and so on. Of course, he mentioned the fact that she was Germany's first female chancellor, the first chancellor to come from Eastern Germany. So it was more about, you might say, what she was than rather what she did. That seems to be why she's been given this award. And one other thing, all of this happening in front of a small hand-picked audience, including the kind of people you'd expect, politicians like Ursula von der Leyen, the European Commission president, but also the former German national soccer coach Jürgen Klinsmann was there. So it was in many ways, I think, a rather odd ceremony.
And not everyone has wholeheartedly welcomed her receiving the medal. Even some members of her own party have voiced criticism, not those present in the room, of course.
Well, that's right. And indeed, the current leader of Angela Merkel's party, the Christian Democrats, was not invited. Friedrich Merz, he wasn't there. But some in that party have criticised many things about Angela Merkel. You could say the party's moved away from her, of course, since she left office. In particular, they recall the decision back in 2015 during the refugee crisis, as it was called, to allow 1 million refugees to come into Germany. Some say that's destabilised the country. It wasn't properly thought through, and it's led to the rise of the far-right Alternative for Germany party. Other people recall her decision to press ahead with the switching off of Germany's nuclear power stations. We've just seen last weekend, the last 3 of those switched off. Some say that will create enormous problems for German industry going forward. And then I think the big one, of course, her policy on Russia and keeping close to Russia, keeping dialogue open with Vladimir Putin. That's been under a lot of criticism since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. And, of course, again, that was a policy carried and promoted by Frank-Walter Steinmeier, now Germany's president. So, again, you could say, in a certain sense, he was awarding himself a Federal Cross today. So, odd aspects.
So she left office roughly a year and a half ago. How do German citizens view her legacy?
Yeah, there was a poll a few months ago suggesting that 40% of Germans, for instance, thought that Angela Merkel would do a better job than the current Chancellor in dealing with the Ukraine crisis. But around half of Germans polled in that same poll said they didn't think she would do much better. I think there are people who look back fondly to her time. After all, she was elected Chancellor 4 times in a row, and they want that sort of safe pair of hands. But on the other hand, I think it's also fair to say a lot of people have begun to forget about Angela Merkel, and they look at the world's problems as they are now, and the current government, they're hoping, can solve some of them.
Simon Young, thanks a lot.